All right, this is the first session. This is I'm a new seller help. And this session is just basically to help newer sellers get some ideas to find some products. So a lot of times you might be restricted in a lot of items, so it can be a little bit overwhelming. So this session is kind of geared towards helping you overcome those restrictions. These brand restrictions started about March of not this year, but last year, where new sellers had more restrictions than some sellers previously. And that's just to help limit the products that new sellers can sell because they want to cut back on counterfeiters. So once they see that you are selling authentic products, or you can produce a receipt from a valid seller, they will give you that access. This is the handout. I'm a new seller help. If you are watching the stream online, I posted it in the Facebook group. So if you want to go and get a copy of that handout, you absolutely can there. Here. So this is the document. So the first thing that you can do is sign up for brand approvals. Now, to sign up for brand approvals, if you haven't already done so, you just send an email to support. The support email is Amazon. It's support at Amazon Consulting Experts. And in the message, all you have to do is say, I'm requesting brand approvals. And what we will do is we will go through 4,000 brands and categories and then give you a list back of the things that you can sell. And you can't sell, and what you already could sell. So it's a great document to have. It will give you information at a glance instead of you having to look through different places to figure this information out. So it is a great help to have this information. Yes. You can ask them. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So I just send an open email to
Yep.
to support it.
What that is the message. Just I'm requesting brand approval. That's it. Because if you ask for a list, they'll send you the document and not put you in the process to get it done yourself. So in order to do that, you'll be added to the queue. We will give you a video on how to give us user permissions to your Amazon account, and then once it is your turn in the queue, we'll start that process. And it takes about 4 to 5 days per account because our VAs are doing it manually. So they will go through all of those different products for you.
So this process, I'm sorry.
No problem.
So this process is requesting brand approval, and then what ACE is going to do, or Amazon, what this company is going to do, connect with their VAs, who in the back end will place brand approval in our accounts.
What they'll do is they'll try for auto approval. So they will go through the list, try to add that product to your inventory, and then give you the results. So either you can sell it, you're restricted, you need to provide invoices, or they got that open for you. They're not submitting any documentation or anything like that on your behalf. They're just going through and seeing what you can sell already on your account. So it's something that you would do yourself, but we're doing it. Exactly. Exactly. So definitely sign up for that so we can get working on that as soon as possible. The next thing that you can do is search on, yes, Leticia? Uh-huh. There are some categories that are open categories, meaning you might just have to answer a question in order to be able to sell in that category. There are some categories where you actually have to submit an application and pay. For the category? it might have just been an auto approval for that, Leticia. So if it lets you sell some in the category, then you should be able to sell that whole category should be open to you. Now the brands within that category, they may be restricted, but that category is probably open to you now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we just the company that is kind of so the regulations that are approved.
Mhm.
Then this is a specific brand that I have to approve.
Yep. And I have a document for that. So if you're interested in that document, just email support and ask for the brand approval application document, and I can send that to you, okay? And it'll tell you what you need to do. But that's just for the brand or an ASIN. If you have to get approval in a category, let me know what the category is because it varies.
But in the company that people just start, and they can sell some clothes, like
Mhm.
from the all the categories of clothes. I just think for every
Like new sellers or?
I can sell
No, they're not going to be unrestricted for everything.
every example the food, the beauty that they are.
Health and beauty and personal care, those are open categories. They used to be gated, but they're not anymore. Shoes and clothing, that's an open category. Home and kitchen, that's an open category. There are a lot more open categories than what there used to be. Mhm. And it was a gated category. Yep. Yep. You had to submit a application to get approved in that category. It's open now. It's been open since beauty. I want to say it's been open since like maybe March of not this year but last year. So it's been open for a while. But like other categories like DVD and watches and everything like that, those are ones that are still gated. No problem. So the next one is search on stores websites for authorized distributors. So once you have a list of products that you can sell, go to that website's go to that brand's website and see a list of other stores that you can buy their products from. So for example, I did Nike, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it says to you find a store. So if you put in your information, you can get a list of stores that sell Nike products in your area. And then you can go and start searching those stores for RA or for OA if it's a store other than the Nike store. So this is a great way to get ideas on where to find products. Yeah, so once you have a list of the brands that you can sell, then you can go on that brand's website and say, okay, where can I find their products now? Kind of working your way through the process. Yes, Leticia. Yes.
I go to the store and I buy the clothes. They can do the, or this can be the food that I buy from the store that they are.
Yes, and I'll talk more about that. That's down at the bottom. The brand approval application. That's actually one of my points down at the bottom. So I'll get to that in a little bit, okay? The next thing that you can do is if you are interested in a list of stores, I have two lists. I have a list of stores that are good for finding shoes at, and a list of stores that are good for scanning and tactical arbitrage, stores that we shop at often. So if you want that list, you can just send an email to support and I'll send you that list. So all you have to do is ask for the list of stores in the body of that email, and I'll send that to you. The next thing that you can do is do brand research right on Amazon. So after you get your brand approvals back and do research on fast-moving ASINs or popular products under that brand and make a list. So all you have to do is go to Amazon, type in a brand. I'll do new bra. And if you have, what is it? The DS Amazon Quick View Chrome extension, you can see sales ranks at a glance down here. So now I know that these are fast moving products. This is a brand that I can sell. What I would want to do now is make a list of these ASINs or these UPCs, and then I'm going to go through and tell you how you can find those actual products. But just going on Amazon, putting in that brand, and then doing some research, you can find some quick movers. And I have a question in the chat. Some inventory that was recently received by FBI was placed by FBA was placed in reserved inventory. Can you explain what and when and why units go into reserve? So Brian, save that question for now. This is strictly for just helping new sellers find products for when they're first starting out. This isn't really like an open forum, so I'll save this question for later and come back to it. Yes. Right, we're streaming this to people as well as showing it for you guys. So that's kind of why, like, I'm talking back and forth to both of you guys. So it's not streaming on the Facebook because I didn't put it on the Facebook, but it's on the webinar. So there, people are watching it online right now. So the next thing is using tactical arbitrage. And this is software for OA. A lot of people also use it for RA to find products and do research. It's like a draft that comes when you leave that door open. So I've given you some tools already to find a list of products you can sell, to get a list of ASINs that are fast moving. So once you have that information, you can do a couple of things with tactical arbitrage. You can put the brands that you can't sell in the settings and it will exclude those items. So if you go to settings and you do settings again, it's kind of redundant, and you go to searching and you go to search filters, you can put in your exclusions. So if you're scanning a store and you know that you can't sell brands in that store, you can put in the exclusions here and it won't give you those items. So that's one of the things you can do with tactical arbitrage. Another thing that you can do is you can put ASINs in the software and it will give you stores that you can find those items at. So that is a reverse search. So with the reverse search, and I did a section on a reverse search the previous in-office visits, well, a couple in-office visits, but the session is on the Facebook group. So if you type in reverse search, the video will come up. But I can put those ASINs or those UPCs that I got into the reverse search and tactical arbitrage, and it will give me different stores that I can find those products in. And you can buy those products online, or you can go and buy them retail arbitrage. It doesn't just have to be online. But this is a great way for you to get ideas on where you can find those products. Then with the stores, if you know that there are stores that carry those products, so when I had you go to the website and search for stores that carry those items, you can do just a basic product search on that website to find those products. So that's how you can use tactical arbitrage. There is a Chrome extension, and I don't have it on this computer, but it's called BrickSeek. And with BrickSeek, you can put in UPCs, and it will give you stores in your area that carry those products. So if you have no idea where to find those products, or you've bought them online and now you want to be able to buy more because they were performing well, you can then use BrickSeek to find the stores in your area that carry that product and find those. Another thing you can do is follow our rabbit trails. So we send out daily emails to you guys. One of them are the coupon emails, and then Sam's recent purchases. So if you go into Sam's recent purchases, you can see the stores that we're sourcing at, the types of products that we're buying. That's not a file for you to go out and necessarily buy everything that we're buying, but it is a file that can help you get ideas about where you can source from. Especially if you're new to this business and you're not into shopping, you might be introduced to some stores that you never thought about sourcing at, like Carter's or Nordstrom Rack, or even there are people that source at Walgreens and places like that. So by following those rabbit trails, you can get new ideas for places to source, as well as our OA Facebook group. You can get some ideas there too. So not only on stores, but on products. So if you see we're buying athletic shoes, maybe you want to go and start scanning in the athletic shoe section. You see that we're buying bras, maybe you want to go to the store and start scanning in the bra section. And then another thing that I want you to be aware of if you're having these issues is to keep selling. Start off with the items you know you can sell, and then build your history with Amazon. So a great way to open up more brands and more possibilities is to sell your products on Amazon. So a lot of times people are worried. They say, I can't sell the big names. I can't sell the big names. But you can sell other things. So start selling the small things, and then open up your accounts so that you're able to sell the bigger things. We've had people who have been new sellers and they had to deal with these brand restrictions, and now they can sell just about every brand, because instead of them kind of nitpicking about what they can't sell, they sold what they could sell, and it opened up their account to new possibilities. So definitely stick through the process and just keep selling what you're able to sell. And then finally, if all else fails and you just want to do the brand approvals, you can do that too. So the brand approval applications, if you get this in Amazon, what you can do is you can try to do brand approvals, but I want you to be careful, because this can take time and you don't want your capital tied up in inventory that you can't sell. So if you have limited funds, maybe brand approvals shouldn't be the direction that you go in, but it is a possibility if you want to do one brand. So how do you go about doing brand approvals? The first thing that you have to do is go to, if you can go to that vendor directly, that's great. If not, you can try with the distributor. For example, if you go to the Nike outlet and buy items, it looks a little bit better than if you go to, like, say, Foot Locker or something like that and buy the products. You can either do a retail receipt or an online receipt. Sometimes those have a little bit more information, so Amazon tends to like those a little bit better because they have your address on it. If you use a retail receipt, you have to make sure that you include a bank statement that has the last 4 of your credit card on it, because they're going to ask for buyer information. And if you're interested in this information, I have it written up in a document so that you can look at it. But what you're going to do is you're going to buy 10 branded items. It could be any 10 items from that brand. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. So if you're trying to get approved in Nike, for example, you don't have to go out and buy 10 of Nike's most expensive shoes. You can buy shorts or T-shirts or something like that. They just have to be the Nike brand. And then what you do is you highlight whatever form you choose to use. So if you use a retail receipt, highlight the store information, each product, the quantity, the last 4 of your credit card. Make sure that you include your bank statement with your address and the same last 4 of the credit card, and submit it that way. If you do online, make sure that you create an account with that store so that you can go back and take a screenshot of your order history. This is very important. So if you're ordering online, always create an account, because Amazon won't accept shipment confirmations or order confirmations as proof of purchase. So you need to take a screenshot of that order history. So if you go online after you've taken the screenshot, you just highlight the store info, which can be the URL on the page or just the header, your address, the products, the quantity, and that's all, and you can submit that document. You don't have to send the letter or anything else like that. And that's how you do that. You want to submit it after 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The later, the better. And then wait to hear back from Amazon. Now, with some of these brand approvals, especially more of the bigger brands, it may take several tries for you to be able to get approved in that brand. That's completely normal. So if you get rejected 1 time or 2 times or 3 times or 4 times, that's absolutely normal. Just keep persevering. If you want to send us your documents to take a look at, I can do that too, because sometimes that is the issue. If you're not taking if you're not highlighting the items that need to be highlighted, if you're not taking good pictures of things, that can also lead you to be rejected. So definitely, if you want us to look at it, let me know. If you keep getting rejected, sometimes it's a good idea to open a case with Amazon, get that application closed, and then open up a new application. So if you need some kind of feedback on how to go about doing this, send an email to support, and I'll be happy to assist you with that. Are there any questions about this session? Yes. Yes.
Is that on one receipt?
It has to be on one receipt. That's a great question. Mm-hmm.
And your purchase, is that the idea?
Yeah, no problem. Yes, no problem.
They were available, I knew.
Yeah, no problem.
But anyway, so regarding the grant that they tell you about, sign up your money, you're
Yes.
making a purchase, and along with that, or afterwards,
Mhm.
immediately afterwards, on for grant approval.
Yes. So the way that brand approval works is you buy these 10 items, can't send them into Amazon. You have to hold on to them until you get approval from Amazon to sell these products. So in some cases, it can take a couple of weeks to get approved. It can take a month. So if you go out and you don't really have the money to put into just holding items aside, then, yep. So it's a good idea that if you can't afford to have items tied up in inventory, that maybe you wait to do the applications until a little bit down the road. Once Amazon tells you that you can sell those products, you can send them into Amazon and make your money back. But until then, you just kind of have to sit on them until you get that approval.
And you reapply that new purchases.
Nope,
or
same.
You're
Yep.
reapplying.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
You make one purchase and I
Mhm.
and then try to purchase.
Yep,
try to
as-
purchase this exactly what we're still, and then those particular items or Nike itself or those items, those pieces are acceptable.
Yeah, so once you get approved in so if it's for brand approval, once you get the approval, it's for the brand. Now, if you get brand approval, there may be some ASINs that you just still can't sell, and that's because they're just locked out to third-party sellers. That brand just wants to have those ASINs. That's perfectly fine. But once you get that approval, it should be for the whole brand. Yes, pardon. Oh, okay, no problem. Yes. No, it used to be like that, Leticia, with some of the categories where you had to have this number of products on this receipt. Like for the beauty category, that was the case. But for brands now, you just need the one receipt with the 10 items on it. Now, if you try to get open in some of those categories that are locked, that you need approval for, then that changes. So if you're interested in that, send a ticket to support, and I'll tell you what those requirements are. But for brand approvals or for ASIN approvals, it's just 10 items on the one receipt. Yes.
And you get that,
No, you're not obligated to send those in. No. Because sometimes,
You're obligated to send
no, you're not. You're not. You don't have to send them in. It's just,
you said brand approval.
yep. It's just for Amazon to see that you can buy items from an authorized distributor. And you want to make sure that when you do this brand approval, that it is an authorized distributor, because Amazon is checking these receipts to double check that they are an authorized distributor. So make sure that you're not cutting any corners to try and get this approval. Yes. It can be longer than 1 month, but if your money is tied up and you want to return it, you can return it, but just be aware that that can anger the store. So you just want to try and limit that as much as possible, because a lot of retail stores aren't reseller friendly. So if you're buying products and returning products, that kind of aggravates them and makes them mad. This area is a huge area for resellers. Everyone goes over to the Nike outlet to buy shoes. And one person bought up a whole bunch of things RA and then ended up returning all of those items, and the people at the store lost their mind. So they kind of limited what everybody could buy because of that one person. So try not to be that one person that ruins it for everybody else. Mhm. 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 Yeah, you don't have to, but you just want to be aware of aggravating the store. So that's kind of the only issue there. Okay. Yes.
The authorized distributor.
Mhm.
List for
So it's just basically an authorized distributor is just someone that has an agreement with the company to sell the product. So most stores you go to, are going to be authorized distributors. So like Nike outlet, yes. But for like big brands, you just want to make sure that if you can go to the vendor directly, go to the vendor directly. Because like Walmart is like it works with Walmart, but it's like the lowest hanging fruit. So if you could buy it from somewhere else, that looks a little bit better. Just for brand approval. So if you want to go sourcing it at Walmart or somewhere else just to buy regular products, that's fine. But for brand approval, the more legit place you're buying it for, the better it looks.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so.
and the other way is also
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying for the brand approval
Mm-hmm.
is a one-time thing, correct?
Yes, for that brand it should be.
Approved by Amazon to sell, for instance.
Yes.
And you're definitely doing that through the Nike store and not through the Nike Walmart.
No, I would recommend doing it, especially Nike through.
Once you get a brand approval,
Mm-hmm.
are you allowed to purchase other places?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
we're talking about the process of approval, the approval process.
Yes, it's like if you go to a job interview, no matter what the dress code is at the office, you want to like look nice for that job. Exactly. And then kind of when you go to work every day, you like dress like a slob and it doesn't matter anymore. So that's kind of the mentality. Yep. But if whenever you're buying products, you just want to make sure that they are from an authorized distributor. So if you don't have a receipt for something, don't send it into Amazon because that will be the one thing that you get a claim on. It happens every single time. Doesn't matter. So are there any other questions before I move on? Yes.
So it seems like it is what I do online because
Yeah.
they're less about returns.
Well, yes and no. You can still be flagged as a reseller online. They'll cancel your orders and deactivate your account. Yep. So that doesn't change anything. Yep. Any other questions? Yes, it is. There might be some other ones. BrickSeek is one for RA. It's just a Chrome extension. It's like $20-some a month, I think. But if you put like ASINs in that, it'll tell you the stores in your area where those products are available.